Hi everyone, this is Ityasha Snyder. By now you should be familiar with the select statement in when you write a query. Now I want to introduce to you the where statement. So the where statement is basically used to tell the system the search criteria that you want the system should use in fetching your data. So for example, here we have told the system to pull employee name, employee last name, first name, and title from the employee table, and then we want the result to be sorted by employee last name in ascending. Oh, I am so sorry, excuse me. And we want that to be sorted by employee last name in ascending order. So if you execute that, you will have 50 different employees that we have in the table. Now, let's say you want to just pull employee whose first name is John. Okay, so you will use the where statement where the first name EMPF first name equals John. Now, because the employee first name field, which is right here, is a nchar data type, you will have to enclose it with a, I don't know, what do you call this, a, not really a quote, like a single quote maybe, but anyway, just a little tick like that to tell the system that this is what you need to be looking for. So if I click, oops, on my, oh la la, different, wrong button. So I'm going to close that, sorry about that, and execute. And you will see that there are actually two employees whose first name is John. So you have John Gayon and John Hammer. So basically the query eliminates all of those other employees whose first name do not meet the criteria of John. Okay. Now, if you are to pull something that has a say integer data field or data type, then you will not have to enclose it with a single quote like that. So let's say you want to do this by title, or okay, so let's say you want to pull everybody who is a nurse. So this one would be title equals nurse. And notice here how it pulls everybody who has the title of a nurse. And you also notice here that there are some data that is not quite correct because there's some missing data here that looks like a missing data. So that is something that you as a data administrator or data manager will have to check your data and make sure that what the data that you want to store in your database is actually there. Let's see. So all the nurses are here, but let's say you know it's going to be returning everybody's the list of people with the title nurse. So you don't really want to see nurse written so many times. So you can simply take the title out of here, because remember, in your select distinct or select statement, these are the fields that are going to be displayed. So if you take the title field out of your select statement, um, even though you are using it in your where statements, you can still do that. Even though it's not shown here, you can still use it in your where statement. So if I execute that, we will still have the same result, with the exception of the title field not being displayed anymore, because we told the system we don't need to see the title. Now, let's see. Let's say we don't quite know how to spell somebody's name. So maybe we want to pull employee first name. We want to pull, yeah, employee first name whose name contains Rose or something. So did I say first name? Yeah. First name equals, but let's say I don't know the actual spelling of her name. So this is where we can use a wildcard. A wildcard is is designated by the percentage sign like that. And let's say I want it to be Rose. I don't know, Rosemary, Roseman, Rose something. And let's see, and also because this is using a wildcard, this cannot be an equal sign, because it is not going to find an exact match. So we use the syntax like instead of the equal sign. So something that like Rose like that, but may have like other variation of how, well, let's see. I'm going to put it at the end. So what this is that it's going to look for the first four letters, Rose, Rose, and then whatever comes after that, it doesn't matter. It's going to display that in the results anyway. So let's see if you can find anybody. Yep. So we have Rosemary, but even though we don't spell out the whole first name in our query, because we specify that as long as the first four letters match, you take that, you display that result. So let's say we just use R. So anybody's first name that begins with the letter R will be displayed. So let's try this one. Okay, so as you can see, you have 5 employees whose first name begins with the letter R. So this is the nice thing about using a wildcard, is that you don't have to know the exact value of something to pull that records out. And let's say you also don't, let's say you want to make it even more vague for your where statement. So basically what you're saying is that I don't care what comes before R and I don't care what comes after R, as long as the name, the first name, contains the letter R in it. I want that data. So then when you execute this query, as you can see, anybody whose name has the letter R will be pulled. So you have Rosemary, obviously it reads from, let's see, let's bring this up. Both are, so it matches that and that. And then in Ryan, it matches the first letter. In Gary, it matches the third letter in the name. So this is how you would use the letter, the wildcard with a like syntax.